Hi, my name is Becky.
My name is Ray and I'm in grade 5 this year.
My name is Megan and I am in grade 2.
Hi, my name is William. We are from Taiwan, but the kids are actually born in South Africa, so they are both having Taiwan and South Africa nationality. So I work in Singapore for 3 years. I'm working in a gaming company, and then I'm leading the sales team to look after the entire Asia Pacific, and that's why we moved the family here as well. Yeah, actually previously we also signed up for GESS, but last year was a pretty busy year, so yeah, we didn't get a spot, but we've been waiting for 1 year to get it. So it was very lucky this year we can be accepted for both of the kids. Yeah. Okay, I think in the beginning we will search on the internet before we came to Singapore. GESS was highly recommended, the top 5 option for the expat. I think before we do the school tour, it was I think because both my kids they learned Afrikaans when they were in South Africa, and Afrikaans have a certain similarity to Dutch, and then have a very similar linkage to German. So both of them express a very strong interest to learn German. So that's one of the reasons. And then I think after we booked the tour, we were very impressed by the faculty. I think the space, it's very, very new campus. And then I think most important, we also like the idea of a very balanced development of the school instead of focusing, because we come from an Asia background. So there was a lot of emphasis in the academic development when we were younger. But I think for both of them, we want to have a rather balanced development for example, academic, sports, and music. I think especially sport and music, it play a very big part of the decision making for us. So that's why we choose GESS. We actually moved all the way from east to west just to attend the school. Yeah. So what do you like about the school? Yeah.
That we could learn German.
Okay.
There's a lot of kind people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The teachers are very kind.
Okay. I think German is a big attraction, but I think when they are talking about, for example, the music program the school offers, that's a big plus. I think the sports the school offers, such as the swimming you offer, that's also a pretty big plus. I think it's very, very balanced. Yeah. Because both of the kids were born in South Africa, and then both me and my wife we live in South Africa in the last 13 to 15 years. I think the background of South Africa is also a very diversified country with lots of different culture, and we actually like that. So we want to continue this diversity, culture in our family as well. So I do find the diversity and openness is pretty rich in the school, and I think, for example, both of the kids before they go to the new school, obviously there will always be certain worry or concern. But I think even both of them, after the very first day they came back from school, both of them tell me it's an amazing day. I was very surprised. There's almost zero like a culture shock. I think both of the school and teacher and also the students are pretty open, and they're very, very friendly. So I do, and I find a lot of diversity as well. I thought there would be a lot of like a German background student here, but actually there was a pretty well balanced. The previous school we went to, there are certain culture which play a much bigger role. But I think I find it in GESS there are no culture stand out specifically. It was pretty balanced. So we actually like that. And I think for the openness, I think it was very well, very open and very well received culture. So we actually enjoyed it. Yeah. I think one thing I remember when we were searching for the school, and then I think on the website specific says GESS was a non-profit. I can't remember the right term they use. Non-profit, or it's not non-government but non-profit making school. I'm not so sure what does it really mean. Until we sign up, I don't feel this is a shop. Let's put it this way. I feel this is a school, but some of the other school we see, it's more like they are setting a program, which I don't really like that much. And that's also one of the reasons we choose GESS. Yeah. Because I think in the other school, that's as I shared earlier, there was a lot of focus on specific subjects, and then there was a certain surprise. For example, sport and music actually play a very important role in our family and for the kids' development. But I think in our in the search of the school or some of the other school, we see I can feel a very strong emphasis on the academic part, for example. But there seems to be certain they kind of ignore the other area a little bit. But I think here, I can feel this feels more like a school and for development, instead of we are pushing you to increase our mark or increase our achievement or level. I mean, obviously that there will be one of the end results. Yeah, maybe I can share a little bit on I remember on the first 2 weeks, there was also a few emphasis from the teacher that no need to push them to start the school too rush, but I think give them about 2 weeks. I think we have a very good the new family welcome process. It really settled the kids in. I didn't realize that probably after 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, obviously we were hoping they can catch up very, very fast, especially on German, because both of them couldn't speak. But actually the teacher continued to emphasize let them settle in first and build certain confidence and also feel comfortable within the environment. And I think that really works out. Obviously, I mean, they have been coping up with that very since day one. But I think I think the teacher continued to check with us a few times, like how are they settled in, do they see any difficulties, and not only not on academic, but also on their social connection, how are they blending with the friends. I think I can feel the teacher pay very close attention to that. The other thing which I'm pretty impressed as well is because of our background, we also try to encourage them to do a lot of extra math work. So I think both of them are doing not bad for math. But sometimes in our previous school, we also notice even they are maybe in a more advanced level, they need to stay with the rest of the kids. But I can sense, because I think that's one thing special about IB as well. Every kid's got an individual opportunity to develop on their own. And now both of them are in a very different program, actually. I think the teacher did an assessment and feel, okay, they are maybe doing a little bit better on some of the subjects, and then they actually give them a little bit more challenging work, and which it works very well for both of them, because sometimes if the work is too easy, they also don't feel very interested. But I think at the moment, the work is a little bit stretched or challenging than what they can do, and both of them find it's quite interesting and quite amazing, and that actually make them to work a little bit harder. In the old days we need to push them to do homework, and now they actually feel very happy. Like when they go home, they want to try their homework because they feel it's a challenge. It's more like a game, and then they feel very happy when they can achieve that. So I also find that's quite amazing. I know that's part of the IB program, but again, I feel not all the schools are really doing that. So I really appreciate the teacher are paying attention and putting the right amount of work for the kids. Not too easy, but not too hard. Yeah. I would strongly recommend GESS to the other parents, because I mean, one is very new faculty, and then I offer quite a lot of a variety of subjects, and also a lot of diversity here. But I think more importantly, especially if the parents is thinking about to have a rather well-balanced development for the kids. I think some parents tend to want to develop more on certain area, but I think especially in the primary school or in the primary school and middle school, when we want to give kids opportunity to develop evenly, I think GESS is a very, very good opportunity. I think they're now being more proactive and work a little bit harder in the reason I mentioned earlier. I think previously I know both of them can do a lot, but sometimes they couldn't focus so much, and they don't show a lot of interest on the school subjects. But I think even though we are only here for about 2 months, I do see a certain change. I think my daughter become much more confident. I think when she was younger, in the previous environment, she sometimes struggled to to make new friends, for example. But very surprisingly, we are also very surprised when she comes to GESS. It's very, very friendly. That's why she also mentioned teacher is very nice. Everyone is very nice. She make friends very, very easily. Both of them have even the play date. I mean, we don't know anyone, but both of them have a play dates from first week, and it's very welcoming. And I think they like the level of the work here, both of them being much more proactive instead of before there were a lot of pushing and even a little bit shouting in the house to hey, you need to do this and that. But now I feel both of them are they probably enjoy their work more than before. So I think that's even though in a very short amount of time, but I think that's the improvement or the change we have seen, and we really appreciate that. Yeah. I would say that's also another thing which I find. I know in our previous school there was also a buddy system, but I don't find it really works. So it wasn't implemented properly. But I think for both of them, I think most important, it actually is a buddy system. It works really well, and it actually happens. Even though you might not become the best friend with your buddy, but at least for the first week, I think that helped both of them to settle in pretty well. Yeah. And I was we were very surprised. Very surprised.
She's very happy because the buddy always play with her and go with her to everywhere.
Yeah, I think that really helps them to settle in very quickly. And I think that, so there are a few, I mean, we always know the IB system, but I think GESS did the whole system, very well. I think very good execution. Yeah, a lot of the good ideas was always there, and it is reasonable and it makes sense. But I think I find GESS have done a pretty good job on executing them, and it really works. Yeah. I think the process to welcome the new family works out very well. It's not too much information, but very comprehensive. And because some schools also give you a little bit too much information, which is a little bit difficult to absorb. But I think the welcome new family and new student that has been working quite well for us. Yeah, basically. For both of the home teacher, we really appreciate that. I think for Mr. Hello and Miss Shen, both of them has been really give us a lot of caring and a lot of support. And I want to also call out that I think Sarah played a very important role. I don't know why. I think she continued no matter from the school tour last year and then all the way to the introduction, the welcoming. I think she has been play a very important role.